team compositions.
Yes.
I'm just excited because we have so many picks that we don't typically get to see in pro play in this one game at the same time.
There's
Diamond Procs on the Lee Sin is also something I'm, you know, at heart very happy to see. Man, I'm hyped.
There's gonna be, every lane is something to talk about, which is always exceptionally fun when we get into a League of Legends game. But as you can see, we've made our way onto the Rift, third game of the evening. We've got JDXL on the blue side, we've got Bifrost on the red side, of course. JDXL undefeated going into this one. Bifrost 4-1, looking exceptionally strong.
And if I may, Bifrost could have been coming into this matchup undefeated as well.
They could have, but they aren't.
Yeah, very, very close. But no cigar in that hierarchy game, unfortunately. And now we have a situation where if Bifrost do win, they will technically take first place on consolation of head-to-head, as opposed to just being ahead outright. But let's talk about some of these lanes as we have the minion spawn onto the Rift. Obviously, we know a lot about the Vladimir Gangplank lane. Gangplank can half bully out in the earliest stages, but once Transfusion starts to get a lot of points into it, of course, Vladimir's Q, he can just kind of sustain through it. And not only that, even from as early as level 6, can look to tower dive the Gangplank.
Yes, because of course that Sanguine Pool is going to allow him to get rid of that aggro. And we know how strong towers are on this patch. Diving is very difficult. But when you've got tools that very easily reset that aggro, it makes playing, even on your own, but especially with your jungler, that much easier. And when you've got a volley bear as well, it looks like JDXL were like, we don't really like this patch. We're just going to stop the towers working.
Yeah, my expectation is that JDXL are going to very heavily in the early stages play to their side lanes here. I think realistically, they have a pretty hard winning matchup in the top side, and also on the bottom side of the map, they have a, what I would consider a very hard winning 3v3. If Bifrost decide to engage, they're always going to have to deal with the concussive blows being stacked up very quickly, but not only that, the chain CC that can be followed up by Dan with the chase down on the Q is also very, very potent. I think the only real avenue that Bifrost should have in the earliest of stages is in the mid lane, but currently, in terms of priority, it looks like Eminence is winning out on that front. So for now, it's going to slowly look like two, at the very least, early winning priority lanes for JDXL. And look at that on the mini-map. Venza, FGG, walking out of lane, just getting a ward up towards where Diamond Procs is located, that jungle entrance. So now they will know whether or not he will enter the river. But Highway, good presence of mind, has the sweeper. Just kind of guesses where the ward will be, sweeps that one out. So now Diamond Procs can enter the river undetected, and if he can make it down here before Dan does, potential for a 3v2 on the cards.
But it looks like Diamond Procs is just going to be moving up towards that mid side instead. There's a little bit of a push coming through from the Yone. Dan will be following suit though, but will be a couple of seconds later. I don't know whether this is going to go down. Eminez half health, won't be caught out by the Q, and Lisa needs to be a little careful, but just safeguard to safety.
Safeguard to safety. Diamond Procs 3 camps into a gank. It doesn't get much more Diamond Procs than that in this one. And I said, looking to probably play around the mid lane. First gank immediately goes towards there. And this just makes a whole bunch of sense. A lot of the setup was there. Dan doesn't path towards the bottom side where priority actually decides to go through the mid lane instead, because he knows it will always be FGG and Venza that meet him in the river first. Over Highway, and Odeon is able to match that gank, stop it from happening. He's actually pathing over towards the chickens because he knows Diamond Procs likely doesn't actually have that camp taken yet and is going to contest it. No smite on either side, so it's just going to be an outright fist fight.
Volibear's claws are larger, but of course Lee Sin very good with his hands and is going to be able to fight around. But the Raptors are going to reset, so a lot of time being wasted by both of these junglers as Dan moves forward, won't be able to get the chicken as Diamond Procs was able to smite it away, but Dan just being a nuisance, as it were.
Yeah, and I mean, just, you know, level advantage knows, right? When he saw Diamond Procs go for that mid lane gank, had the red buff, had 12 CS, had blue buff, had to have done the Gromp to be level 3 or Krugs at the very least. So recognize the Raptors will be up, goes to try and contest him at that. As Odie.
And looking trying onto Odie, the concussive blows are stacked up. The Highway's in the Rift and is looking to get some damage down. Venza goes low, but is managing to get away. Odie goes low. Will he be able to escape as well? I'm not so sure. I think he will go down first, but as he turns down to FGG. The passive is there. The explosion goes through the root. The damage, no, FGG survives. The Highway stepping forward goes down. Baited by Cog passive.
What just happened, man? This is what I'm talking about. We've had this narrative about FGG and Venza, right? How occasionally there can be weak laners. It's for moments like the start of this play where things don't particularly look, well, actually the middle part of this play, where things don't particularly look good on the return. They don't quite have the lethal to burst down OD. The Ignite isn't laid in initially, and then the turnaround comes in. So this is the moment where you're like, well, I guess they're just going to lose the 2v2. Flash comes out from Venza, and that's great. Dodges away from the dredge line. OD goes down, and I'm thinking, all right, passive, passive. The root doesn't come in time. If Highway can just about sink that, it's all good. But this is why we have worries about the XL bottom lane, because the rest of the map is typically so consistent, but we get such close 2v2s. But I mean, the fact that they win that out is absolutely massive, because now they should have even more agency in that lane to try and press the issue for the 2v2 as things progress. But especially now if Dan continues to play down towards the bottom side of the map, that 3v3, again, like we said, it's just an impossible one in most scenarios to win, unless we see, you know, level 6 is coming and then maybe an immediate blow up of Venza, but then even then, it's something to be worried about as, well, no summoner spells on either of the Bifrost bottom laners.
And coming forward, didn't have 6 yet, but will be able to dive onto Oni. He's already dead. Highway gets the anchor out, but they've already got what they came for.
Easy setup, and this is what I was talking about. If this was a 3v3, who the hell is saving OD? Because the answer is nobody. As the Dragon is also going to be started up. Venza, FGG, they're going to push in this wave and probably rotate over to ensure that Diamond Procs and Highway can't cause any nuisance towards it. In fact, they're not even going to consider doing that. Always mid lane priority is fully in JDXL's favor. So I take back what I said, because I would have assumed that Yone would have had to, in the earliest stages, ceded lane prio to Talia. Just isn't the case so far this game. Fury been on the back foot in that regard. Eminez piling it out as well as you'd probably expect Eminez to do.
Yeah, absolutely. But let's see if Eminez appears on any more of our fan drafts. We've got another one loaded up for you here. This is from Sinine Lol. Banderas, Diamond Procs, Eminez, there he is, Merbs and Sten. Sten's doing well today, isn't he?
You know what? Sten's got a lot of stock in it.
A lot of fans, a lot of lovers of Sten around.
Yeah, and oh, okay. I was wondering whether or not Eminez would commit with the Fate Sealed, just because it is Eminez. Just a little bit of poke goes in. Yeah, Sten definitely a little bit maybe undervalued by the community coming in.
Well, if we're talking about Viper and Teal.
Okay. No.
Sten was actually ranked second amongst support.
Yeah, I think definitely still a lot to prove for Sten. Has had a pretty decent performance of the NLC so far, though, so I'm excited to see how he continues to grow here in our league. As focusing back into the game, JDXL 2,000 gold lead for now, and again, you know, a team composition like Gorborg said, you know, if you just turn this into a farm simulator, chances are JDXL's composition is just going to outright win, right? A lot more team fighting tools to be used.
I mean, this is a very aggressive farming simulator.
Yes, it is. Shikari.
Dan's about to make it much, much worse. Going to go towards Shikari in the top side. Will be able to cleanse away. Dan does have his ultimate available, and of course, Kryze will be able to sanguine pull. So they are built for dives, but it also looks like they want to move down towards this Rift Herald on spawn.
Yeah, I think Herald was the real objective. Just get that wave in a little bit sooner. Mid lane seems to be a consistent priority for Eminez regardless. Just ensure that, you know, there's no response from the top side of the map immediately. Herald will be taken down. Let's see what Bifrost can maybe do about it. I mean, the answer's looking like not a whole bunch, really. OD, Highway just sat in the bottom side farming. Nothing much to really get. XL are playing this one out spectacularly, to be honest with you. It's very, very clean. Very little responses from the Bifrost side. We was hoping maybe you would see more of an attack towards the mid lane, especially considering, you know, Yone can be fairly easy to lock down in the early stages, right? Before he has ultimate and can, you know, very consistently use that as an additional escape tool. We'll see if this delayed cross map will get them any dividends. Venza, FGG,
go again for the dive, managed to get something onto the illusion. Venza needs to be careful, will fall eventually as Highway manages to get away. Oni now taking up the tower as Eminez moving forward, looking for the kill onto the Lee Sin. Finds Diamond Procs, will only be able to kill Highway though as the concussive blows don't stack out. It's a 1-for-1 trade on the dive.
Yeah, 1-for-1 trade on the dive. Teleport comes in for Eminez. I feel like XL probably not too fast, but Venza did miss a fair amount of the CS underneath that tower, and that's going to give OD maybe a little more breathing room. The 1-to-1. The issue is, kill was picked up, I believe. Oh, no, the assist gold rather. Obviously, the kill was picked up by Eminez. And not only that, JDXL, they're still going to have the Herald to use on the map. So, whilst the cross map is good, the gold lead remains the same, and now Dan is just going to dive the top side.
This may well be a dead Shikari. Sanguine blade is going to be used, and that's just an easy kill on the mid. GG gets caught out in the river, though. That's not necessarily what you want to see from JDXL's bot lane when we've been singing his praises mostly in this game. But in the top lane, we're going to see a fair amount of push and go through. No Rift Herald used just yet.
Yeah, not just yet. FGG caught out, and Bifrost tried to push into the bottom side jungle as they know Dan was on the top side. Like you said, didn't use the Herald, crucially. I think they want to keep that lane going for as long as possible. As Diamond Prox doesn't have Smite, whereas Dan does, but the red buff's just going to reset anyway. Oh my goodness me, I did not catch Diamond Prox getting bursted out that low. As a replay of the bottom side just to see how this is happening. So they feel like it's just... It's a bit of a sin to walk in here, no pun intended, with the lead. But you can kind of understand it, mid lane pushing up, but you know, there's no vision on Fury. Have to expect something there realistically, as Fury could be a little bit of danger. And this is the real kind of critical breaking point in a lot of Yone lanes where, you know, trading kind of becomes a little bit, how do I say it, unfair perhaps for most mages in this matchup. Because Boots, Noon Quiver, or sometimes you'll see something like the Zeal come out to sort of give you an early crit strike boost.
Yes.
And then trading kind of just becomes a little bit too hard, or 4 points in the Mortal Steel. And it's very easy to dodge out on a lot of spells, or just tank up a lot of them as well. And as you can see, Fury just hasn't really been able to, you know, get across the map as much as we was maybe expecting. Eminez has really been playing out this lane very, very well, as we'll eat a bit of a trade to ensure that he gets some of the plate gold. Probably still going to be happy about it nonetheless. We'll put up, we'll regen up as well.
Yeah, Dan's hanging around, might be looking to make a play happen. As Eminez is going to dive forward towards the Talia, flashing over the wall to get a stun, but here it's Diamond Prox kicking Wally Bear away, and everyone's going to part way alive, but that was close for Fury.
Yeah, kind of surprised Eminez didn't commit his ult, but maybe saving it for what, towards this dragon, perhaps. Doesn't have teleport. Was thinking about resetting, but another wave is going to come in. So XL, definitely their priorities seem very set on this dragon. Venza, I'm going to need a couple of auto attacks from Odie there. You can see Odie already... No, I think a lot of people underestimate Cogwall damage in the early stages, but 3 woes taking quite a chunk out of his health bar. JDXL, they're going to start up this dragon. Bifrost, just don't really seem too interested though. But again, kind of much like the first dragon, not really much of a cross map coming out from Bifrost right now. This feels eerily reminiscent of Spring Bifrost, who would on occasion, you know, kind of just yield a lot of gold and a lot of stats in many avenues, whether it be heralds or dragons. We'll see whether or not it pays off for them. Of course, the scaling that their champions do have, quite good, you know, more Gangplank individually. But again, like the desk was kind of airing in terms of concerns, the composition isn't really one that necessarily all fits together per se, right? There's no, you know, there's no enchanter or true sort of peeling support on the lineup to keep OD alive consistently. Yes, there is the Nautilus, but realistically, what is Nautilus going to do eventually when Vladimir just sanguine pulls through the depth charge and things of that nature, or Yone dives forward with Spirit Unbound and the ultimate? It's going to be very, very hard to keep him alive.
I mean, defensive duties as well are going to be on Diamond Prox. You've got to imagine if he's not going to be able to jump forward and kick someone into his team, he might be sitting back and just punting Vladimir into next century, just making sure that him, or of course, as I mentioned, Yone is going to be kept away from his carry. But again, we've got a bit of a lull state, so I'm hearing that we've got another composition loaded up ready for your eyes. This is by Doku UK, Cries, Flipper, Fury, Mishigu, and Yepe. Okay.
So I've noticed it's a bit of a thing to attempt to bully Doku for some reason.
Yeah, because it's funny.
This might be the worst draft that we've seen.
No, because he followed the rules. So he's in
okay, so he's in second to last.
So he's second. Actually, Singularity would disqualify, so he is last.
Oh yeah, he is last.
Yeah.
Doku, we love you, I'm sure.
But what's the...
I mean, to be fair, it's actually a pretty strong top side. Not sure how sold I am on Mishigu and Hepe as a duo, but hey.
I mean, there is other stuff wrong with that, but...
Yeah, there is potentially other stuff wrong with that. Anyhow, Bifrost.
Anywho.
Yepehu. Yes.
See him later today. 5th game of the day, up against Dusty for Team Singularity. We're moving our attention back towards the game that's being viewed by yourself at home. JDXL just going to be slowing things down a little bit. Again, they don't seem...
I don't think they care about it.
They don't seem super fussed about forcing anything right now.
No, I think, again, when you have this Yone scaling up and the Vladimir, they're eventually kind of going to be able to play the game into all of Bifrost champions with not much disruption. I just feel like the tools aren't particularly strong enough to deal with that level of, you know, might when it comes to hitting those critical mass item points for the likes of Vladimir and the Yone. They're going to try JDXL to force Bifrost away. Bifrost, again, not really looking, per se, to force anything, unless there's an overreach and Diamondprox has an opportunity to try and maybe find an insect. Oh, no.
Fury could be in a little bit of trouble here. The ultimate coming down from Eminez. A lot of damage is going to be resolved. Is he going to fall down? He will, as Eminez secures the kill. Diamondprox, though, gets the kick, gets the resonating strike, will jump forward, but Dan is in the wings to assist his mid laner. Diamondprox will be able to safeguard towards his tower, but Eminez is going to keep going. The tower, but he's turned off, and I think Diamondprox is a little bit too quick, as Eminez has to flash to survive that one.
Reset. It thankfully reset because Dan turned off the tower.
That was like the duality of Eminez right there. But
wait,
what happened in the top lane?
Was there a dive? And it just straight up, so yeah, dead. All right, yeah, cool. Cries showing us why this matchup is miserable. There's
Oh no, Shikari playing it. So Cries showing why this matchup is miserable. You're an analyst, dude. Just...
Look, I didn't even realize that there was a 1v1 in the top side whilst that was going on. That is just purely my own lack of attention to detail, I guess. As we was watching,
ladies and gentlemen.
As we was watching Eminez find another solo kill, by the way.
But then almost died.
But then almost died.
He overextended.
And now he's soloing the Heralds. So Eminez is now the jungler for JDXL.
I think Dad's a quite good split, getting dropped like that. Eminez, of all people, who's still also the mid laner. I mean, this is the kind of thing though, right? Because you look at that play, you think Eminez, whoa, this is hype, you got the kill, you're like, yes! And then he dives, but has to burn his own flash and his jungler's ultimate to get out while not getting the kill.
My brother Viperune. You must be new around here. You don't know about Eminez, clearly.
No, but this is the thing, right?
I know.
We talk so positively about JDXL, and we might be speaking positively about them again as they look towards Highway. That's going to be a depth charge. Dan could be the one caught out here. FGG going to be able to glacial fissure to keep members alive for Fury. Coming round the side, Venza's going to unload a culling into the enemy team, but Highway's the target, and he's going to be able to flash away as they jump forward. There's Eminez jumping into the frame, but will leap out immediately again as Bifrost look to chase down Venza and Dan, but Dan is quickly running away from the play, and it looks like Bifrost are just going to be able to move towards this dragon. Instead, Venza looking to poke, but won't be able to do so, and it will be Bifrost denying Soul Point.
Yeah, JDXL, they expend all of their ultimates trying to find something of Bifrost kind of overextending in the river there. Don't pick up anything, and because of that, Bifrost able to just brute force JDXL out of the river and pick up the dragon. That's huge. Infernal Soul Point this early on.
We saw this in the Nariki game.
Yeah, especially when, you know, at least in this game, I think the scaling is kind of a little more cut and dry, right? I think most people will have JDXL. Diamondprox is dead. Continuing my point, probably scale a little harder than Bifrost do.
Yes.
Well,
you say that. Wait, no, you say JDXL scale
harder. Yes. What are you looking at me like that for? Gangplank and Kog'Maw, yeah, sure. But also, no one is protecting them from the two backline divers that also scale incredibly well. And in most cases, even if Diamondprox or Highway is able to, you know, kick or knock up one or two members.
Games. Hold on, let me just take a monitor.
The problem is...
this is the same game.
It is the same game, yes. I promise. The issue is the sticking power of a lot of these tools that JDXL have. I think, I'm pretty confident, trump the potential peel abilities of Bifrost. We will test this thesis.
Hear me out on this.
Okay.
Okay, as a rebuttal, OD at level 18.
Sure.
Bleh.
That's...
Bleh.
But see, the problem is, for now, it looks like he's going shield bow.
Because he hasn't got that much peel.
Because he doesn't have that much peel, and that means he's not dealing more damage with an Iron Light Blade During King or Kraken Slayer.
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, Shikari...
He'll be in trouble here. It's a 2v1. Eminez is up top as well, but we know Eminez can't get kills unless they're solo kills, so this one will be going over to Cries. I was right as well.
That's a great call.
Oh, my word.
This is slowly turning into a bit of a routing for Bifrost right now, and with FGG, we're maybe considering an engage there, but 3v2, I'm not sure how confident they were. Venza was on his way from the bottom lane as pings are now coming out onto that bottom side tower, but also jungle camps too. Herald is not picked up, second herald. No, it was picked up, already used, gone off the map for a little while. So nothing to really be on the top side of the map for. They know the Baron isn't really going to be considered by Bifrost for a little while. And Eminez is going to push up onto that one. And also, speaking of, has the Infinity Edge already 20 minutes into the game. Vladimir also 2 items. I mean, hell, even Venza is 2 items. And this is kind of the problem right now that Bifrost face. Not only are they obviously significantly far behind in gold, and yes, you know, gold is very important, because I'm tempering myself because I feel like Bifrost are about to either get picked or look for a fight.
For some
Highway.
Highway goes over the wall looking for an engage. We'll be able to find
Okay.
it. Now you can see Fury jumping in the middle of the fight, looking for the damage. And Venter is dead, and they're going to be able to take them off the map. 2 kills for Bifrost as they catch JDXL napping. But now moving forward, Cries and Eminez are there. We have 3v4 as the engage comes through. Eminez going to be able to
Eminez!
That's so clean as Highway goes low. Will be deleted by Cries once again as Bifrost run to their tower. Will be able to defend it this time around. But that was a nice turnaround, but ultimately it's Bifrost's fight.
Yeah, I mean, Bifrost, they win out in terms of like the 2-1 in the kill trade. We'll get the replay of how things go down here. And Highway just hex flashes over the wall, just sends it. There's no other way to say it other than he just sends it. Diamondprox follows in suit, finds the Sonic Wave, and is able to get a kick flash because the depth charge lands onto Venza. There's no way for him to really respond other than thinking he can just go forward, try and maybe assassinate Odie with those 2 items of his, but it's just not enough. And then
So clean.
Dan comes in with his ultimate, able to lock in place Highway. The dredge line comes in, but it's all about that fate sealed onto 2. Highway gets picked up by Cries because, as we said, if Eminez is getting any kind of action, it's only solo kills, mostly.
Yeah, lots of solo kills for that man so far in the season. I mean, lots of kills as well. He just does damage to people. He's a mid.
I mean, it's Venza with the kill lead.
Oh yeah,
Eminez,
come on, mate.
Yeah, Eminez with the... Well, no, I'm talking in general. Don't forget the news segment from the start of the day. Venza had the kill
How can
lead.
I forget the NLC news presented by Viper and Jamada?
Yeah, Venza had the kill lead. He now has 36 kills in total. FGG was the assist leader, who now has 70 in total.
Yes.
And Eminez got 1 solo kill this game, so he is now in the lead with 10? No, 12. Anyway, Cullen comes in, trying to force down Highway.
I mean, did he take the tower instead?
Yeah.
Which is useful, although Eminez, he's on his own, and that means Shikari's in the danger zone as he's going to flash away, but Eminez now on the tower.
Oh, hello.
Diamondprox, how are you doing, buddy? You're going to jump forward,
he has
but
it.
Eminez might be able to
he has it.
Again, Diamondprox didn't bring any friends, and worst of all, Eminez doesn't have any either, but now Bifrost is like, okay, let's send some members. We've got Odie, we've got half health Highway.
He's healing up.
Eminez is thinking about it, might dive forward, there's going to be the depth charge, and he gets a shield. It's not going to be enough, but it's bad and mad that I thought he might have that.
Yeah, same. By the way, another solo kill. It's the only thing he does, I swear.
Well, he also died.
He did die, and he did go over 1,000 gold to Odie, who already has 2 items, has the shield bow and the Gwinsus. Curious to see what 3rd item he'll pick up. I think there's loads of options here. I think Blade of the Ruined King, pretty solid here, right? Loads of HP stackers on the opposite side. We'll see. Our answers will be given to us very shortly. But I also think something like Runan's wouldn't be too bad. Wit's End seems to be what he's going to go towards with...
I mean, that does make quite a lot of sense with the because on the other side diving forward.
Yeah, and even, I mean, realistically, Yone has split damage, right? It's mostly physical and true, but he still does have the magic damage portion of the kit, so the value is still very much going to be there. But again, I'm just worried about the setup. We've seen so many times Eminez and Cries diving forward onto a couple of members and just kind of blowing up the squishies. And that's my problem. The backline access just seems so easy for JDXL once these team fights do break out. And the Dragon was picked up a minute ago, which means 4 minutes until Soul Point. Or Soul, actually, not Point. Soul is available potentially for JDXL. And if Bifrost aren't ready to fight at that Dragon, that's going to be Soul going over to a very fed Yone, a very strong Vladimir, and
a Braum.
And even a Braum, yeah. Shikari being picked on the side here. Eminez has Q3 as well to catch up.
The wings, though, so it will be a 2v2 as he goes over the wall to try and catch something out, gets the kick onto Eminez, but of course he's going to be able to snap back to reality. Oh, there goes Dan as he dives over the wall as well. Bifrost chasing forward. Odie actually getting a kill off screen there, able to burn him through FGG, and it looks like Bifrost is going to chase members away.
Yeah. A little bit messy there from JDXL, specifically FGG. It looks like he was just trying to rotate down to the bottom side fight. And Bifrost catch him out. Not the first time they've caught him on a rotation this game. JDXL just kind of back a peg or two in terms of momentum. And I think, I mean, again, it's one of those things where the more time that goes on in this game, Eminez is going to have the time to scale. Alongside, oh,
he's going to get onto Shikari and we'll be able to jump away. Shikari's fine this time around, though. But again, it's this hyper-aggression from Eminez. We said this on Monday that he goes in every opportunity he gets, and this is another example of that.
Yeah, so let's see how FGG dies, because it seems like him and Venza were just looking to rotate down to the bottom side fight. And the issue is, yeah, it's just 3 against 2. And Venza isn't able to really get any damage out on to any of the key carries of Bifrost, and yeah, easy pick as they retreat. But yeah, I mean, even Eminez blowing that ultimate, just a quick damage test, right? Like, that ultimate, especially since I think it was 12-9 or so, the cooldown was reduced to 60 seconds, I believe, or it could actually be 70 at rank 3. So yeah, very short cooldown. He's already almost got it back up. And will very quickly be able to have another damage test if he wants to.
He would be up sooner if he had Lucidity boots. I'm not wrong.
A great objective statement?
I'm not incorrect. Like,
thank you, William. I appreciate your analytical insight as always. As I think, oh, okay. Well, that's a TP that everybody on the map can see because it's to a control ward, but I don't know if JDXL are particularly eyeing up.
That crab, but Dan got it anyways. They are just
well, all right.
Up to tell. I mean, Odie's just gone back and.
Oh, that's a really bad time to be in the base right now. He wanted to get his third item in, but the issue is
gets the ultimate onto 2. The damage coming through, but he's going to be kicked away, caught up. Will he go down? No, he won't, but neither will any of the members of Bifrost. JDXL looking for the culling onto Diamond Brox. Will be able to find it, but not enough damage for the kill. Kryze is keeping the Baron going, though. So this one is still a live objective. Members of JDXL are still going to be trying to take this one down. 2 little help us, but they've got vision of it. They know that it's going low, but they don't know exactly how low because it's red warded. It's turned off. FGG trying to keep it alive. Diamond Brox falls, so there's no steal opportunity available, and it's going to be Dan securing the Baron. I don't know how I feel about that.
What, the Baron start for JDXL?
I mean, it's JDXL all over.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have worked.
No, but it does.
But it does.
I mean, and then this is the problem. They are just so far ahead in gold. Eminez came back onto the map, I believe, with his Death Dance finish. Kryze is also very strong. And this is the thing. So many members of JDXL able to get over the wall, in this case, mostly Eminez, chunk out Diamond Prox, and then once they're able to get behind the pit, just keep him at bay. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Eminez gets Q3 stacked up, immediately goes into the Spirit Unbound and just queues over the wall, finds 2, into Fate Sealed. And honestly, if he doesn't get CC'd here, he would have murdered either both or all 3 of the Bifrost members that ended up showing up. Venza, FGG, you know, do their due diligence in keeping these members away. Kryze and Dan keep the Baron aggro. That's the important thing, but there's a fight going on already. Highway.
Eminez looking for a target. Will only fight on Shikari, but Odie is untouched in the backline, trying to get the damage down as Kryze moves forward. JDXL are going to be chased away, but they managed to get the kill onto the Nautilus. Kryze still chasing Odie's damage there. The culling for the extra touch as FGG puts forward, stands behind Braum as another kill goes over. It's Diamond Brox this time around as Kryze is going to be forced back in. I think he goes down because there's no pull available. It's a shutdown. Nonetheless, it's a 2-for-1. They deny 1 Baron as well. But it looks like JDXL can press forward. They're going to be able to get the ultimate down, but it's just going to be destroying the tower rather than turning it off, really. And JDXL, they keep the pressure on.
Keep the pressure on. They lose Kryze, but they get the Infernal Soul. They pick up the tower. Odie, I mean, if you are a Bifrost fan, you are clutching at straws for hope right now. As, yeah. It is looking very, very rough. Shikari still at 2 items, whereas Kryze is building towards his 4th. Odie is technically currently at item parity, but again, the issue is his, you know,
Eminez towards Odie, but he's going to be called out by a lot of CC. Odie's going to be trying to get damage down, and he's going to be able to heal away, so he doesn't get executed. But now Dan moving from the side, Fury hanging around, surfs on into the picture, as Diamond Brox could be looking towards the volley bear. Will jump forward. I don't know if he wins this 1v1, certainly not when FJG makes an unfair fight. And Diamond Brox is just going to disengage that one and get rid of that ward.
Oh, Venza almost found Shikari in the top lane as well. He will be able to get away in base, but they won't lose their top laner. And yeah, Eminez is really trying to up those solo kill numbers, man. It's having a bit of a game. He's feeling himself, that's for sure.
is, yeah, it's
Highway.
Certainly, as Odie is going to try and get the damage down. They called out Dan. He's going to be removed.
God,
very,
Odie.
very low as they get kicked down onto 2. They knock back FGG. He's going to be able to glacial fish as the Culling comes through the shield. As well, Dimebrox goes slow, but manages to survive as Venza's the new target, but he won't be taken down. But the Nautilus certainly will, as Odie chases forward, looking to snipe. Fury alongside it's a 2v1. Eminez is pushing into base with Cries, though, as the damage coming on through. Venza is deleted, but meanwhile in the base, Eminez and Cries will be able to get the inhibitor at very least, but it'll be a 2v2 as Gangbang and Lee Sin are stepping up to defend. It looks like Talia's trying to get away, but won't be able to do so this time around, as Eminez is trying to get the damage onto the tower. The first tower goes below half health as they get onto Dimebrox. He's half health as well, and is forced back towards the Vanderbilt. Will be running out as Fury skates on through, looking towards Cries, getting damage down onto the Vanderbilt. He's going to be using the pool, but now he can't use it to get the dive down as Lee Sin goes so low. Dimebrox still alive somehow as Cries makes his excuses past the tower and leaves. He's going to be chased by Fury, though, who's looking to knock him up. Won't be able to do so this time around, but a slow field comes down. Fury goes golden as Cries is deleted from that. He goes golden as Shikari sets up, and it'll be Fury who knocks him down.
Oh, Fury, if it wasn't for the threaded volley, I think he would have got the Q off in time to heal. Crazy stuff that Cries could have maybe thought about getting away there. Ghost was also coming up very shortly, but Dan does such a great job on the top side whilst all of that was going on in the base of keeping Odie and Fury away from the base. But this starts off with Odie just getting so much damage out onto Dan, and this kick is so damn good. It doesn't send FGG over the wall, but it actually keeps them in place for him to be knocked back, and Venza was almost the victim of that play as well. They will chase him down, and that's a 300 shutdown. I was hoping it would go onto Odie. It is Fury that picks it up, but either way, both of these two picking up more gold is still a net positive for Bifrost, no matter how you look at it. Again, Bifrost are holding on so damn hard right now. And again, the questions start to come in. JDXL again, with this composition, we're expecting it to outscale, but Odie is starting to become the mystery factor in this game. If we can see front to back fights like that happen for Bifrost, which we haven't seen many of, then maybe, just maybe, there's a little more hope in it for them than we'd initially thought. But right now, JDXL, I feel like still have mostly firm control of this game. But man, JDXL are being made to fight for it.
Absolutely, and just picking up on some discrepancies in farm.
Okay.
You know why Eminez is so good at farming?
Okay.
Because they are all technically solo kills.
Ah. So, I don't quite get the correlation.
Oh, he loves
the creep.
Yeah, they are, but the engage comes through on it to Dan. Once again, he's going to be knocked up by the depth charge, but will they be able to follow through? Dimebrox looking towards FGG, will land the Q, waits for the Glacial Fisher to time out, and then dives towards him. He's gone so far away from the rest of his team. Dimebrox is really in danger as Bifrost are going to be cut away from him. I have no idea what the plan was there from Lee Sin. Going to be able to jump away from the Windows Bite, but Cries is chasing forward with the Ghost. Is so quick. Dimebrox will be able to get the flash eventually, but may well just explode as the safeguard does not save him.
No.
A moment of madness.
Observer, I agree with you. Zooming on Diamond Prox, I agree. Turn off the vision. Yeah, I'm not sure what Diamond Prox is up to there. And
Baron's on the map, and there's no jungler from Bifrost now.
It's a free take. There's nothing really that Bifrost can do. Maybe Shikari drops his ultimate and steals it.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Yeah, I've seen it happen.
That could happen. I don't
think he's going to do it, though. They're looking at
Eminez going to ult away. As Furious going to chase towards him, but it's 1v1, and that Weaver's wall is up. Highway's going to have to come forward with the angle. Won't be able to land it, but does get a little bit closer. Eminez goes over the wall to freedom and will be able to survive. There's the ultimate coming through from Shikari. They look to get Eminez. They will be able to shut him down. Bifrost secure the kill, but they lose out on the Baron.
They lose out on the Baron. Cries is on the top side, split pushing as well. I think should have the gold for the death cap. Eminez as well. We'll have teleport. He spawns a couple seconds after that Elder.
45.
Yeah, it spawns a couple seconds after the Elder comes up. So he should be back out on the map in time.
Well, the thing is, you need more than one member to take down the dragon.
Yes.
So Eminez isn't that interested.
I like where we're going with this narrative. We'll continue. So
He likes himself a good little solo kill, you know?
He does.
He hasn't got that by now.
Right, 15 seconds.
Okay.
Not a lot of time to talk about this, but Shikari and Odie both have stopwatches. They both have summoner spells. Those are the key members for Bifrost to look out for. It's not the most damage-heavy build from Shikari, though. It's all about surviving. On the opposite side, Cries, Eminez, full glass cannon build.
What's available for Yone as well if he wants to get
Venza
involved in this
is
one.
also very strong. It's just watching these carries and they get backline access.
Highway going forward, but the Colin goes onto so much fury. He needs to be careful. Odie's going to be forced to back away as Kryze is in the backline. He's going to be able to get the shutdown onto Talia. That will be it, ladies and gentlemen, as the Vladimir rips through. Eminez on the other side, breaking up the fight. It's a triple kill for Venza and JDXL. They had to work for it, but they will remain undefeated.
They will remain undefeated, and Kryze just tore the backline up. It was Venza that took the kill credits as the kill leader. He has to. But man, that Vladimir was absolutely absurd in that last team fight, and it felt like a bit of an inevitability for quite a while. But Bifrost, the inhib, it's just stalling out the game time. As JDXL, they will take the Nexus of Bifrost, and they will go 6-0, and they will grow their lead in the standings. As Bifrost, unfortunately, it just felt like didn't have a foot in it once they couldn't get a snowball going.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, once again, for myself at least,